on Facebook. Your host for this podcast is Tom Coleman. Audios, videos, archives, and playlists on social, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Keywords are Hacksaw Jazz.
Now, my first trip to South Africa, my contact there said he would like to have dinner with me so that he could discuss a scheme that he thought would benefit him and me mutually.
So he didn't say it with an evil laugh or anything like that.
Rubbing his hands together.
Join us this week on A Way with Words.
You can put your boots in the oven, but that don't make them biscuits.
Wednesday evening at 7 on KWC 88.9 FM.
The Yuma Crossing National Heritage Area will host a Fright Night movie and mystery adventure at the Yuma Territorial Prison on June 1st at 6:30. Clues will allow guests to solve a whodunit, followed by a screening of House on Haunted Hill. Drinks and snacks will be available, and tickets can be purchased at the door. Guests are encouraged to bring their own seating.
A service of Arizona Western College for more than 50 years. This is KAWC Yuma, KAWP Parker, 88.9 FM on the KAWC app and at kawc.org. Trusted news for Yuma and La Paz counties.
Some breezy conditions in southwest Arizona today and tonight. In Parker, the high should be 92 today with 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The low tide for the Parker area around 63 degrees. In Yuma, the high should be near 91 today with 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The low tide for Yuma should be around 62.
Jazz and blues from home station KRDP Phoenix. This is Full Moon Hacksaw. Syndicated broadcasting and streaming on PRX, the Public Radio Exchange, and Pacifica Network's Audioport. North American distribution made possible by a grant from theravenscroft.com. The Jazzbird series is in the lounge each Friday night, and the seasonal concert series presents globally known performers in Ravenscroft Hall. theravenscroft.com. Financial support also comes in part from Gifts-Anon, 12-step books and gifts, sponsor of this broadcast continuously on community radio since 2011. Gifts-Anon, 2 words on Facebook. Your host for this podcast is Tom Coleman. Audios, videos, archives, and playlists on social, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Keywords are Hacksaw Jazz.
can't help it. A delightful session with Elvin Jones drums, an all-star session, really, with James Moody soloing on tenor saxophone first. Then Clark Terry took a solo, a duet with the trumpet and the flugelhorn, same solo. Rowland Prince followed on guitar, and then Albert Daly on electric piano, the last soloist, on a thing called Jones. Elvin Jones and Summit Meeting is the LP. We're going to go on to a feature, since we have the time, about Ornette Coleman and Chet Baker. Seemingly incompatible, but you know what they had in common? They were higher paid later in their careers just by defying the odds. In Ornette Coleman's case, his uncompromising defiance stylistic category. In 1959, we're going to pick him up from the famous Shape of Jazz to Come. In Chet Baker's case, he was so self-destructive, no one knew how long he'd be around, yet his trumpet playing was so coveted and emotional that he was higher paid toward the end of his career. We're going to pick him up in 1987, a year before his death. Ornette and Chet, higher paid later in career by defying the odds. Ornette's Lonely Woman. First, Hacksaw Jazz. Really glad we had a chance to listen to that. I don't believe I've ever played that track before, that version of Chet Baker doing J.J. Johnson's Lament in 1987 in Capolania with Chet Baker trumpet, Nicola Stylo on flute, and on piano, Michel Grelier, concluding a set of two, which we call Higher Paid Later in Careers by Defying the Odds. Just before that was Ornette Coleman on alto sax, The Shape of Jazz to Come, which came out in 1959. The lead-off, Lonely Woman, his classic quartet of Don Cherry, cornet, Charlie Hayden bass, Billy Higgins on drums. I guess Ed Blackwell was drummer in a later edition of that quartet. Ornette Coleman, he lived a long life. He kept looking forward with each artistic advancement, and that's why he was higher paid later in career. Chet Baker, on the other hand, was unpredictable, unreliable. He lived a lot longer than anyone thought. Into his late 50s. Seems they'd pay him just to see if he'd show up, which he did to that session on Lament. So much for the downer. Let's do this by Ray Anthony and Dennis Rowland. That's right.
Let someone start believing in you. Let him hold out his hand. Let him touch you and watch what happens. Want someone who can look in your eyes and see into your heart. Let him touch you and watch what happens. Cold, no, I won't believe your heart is cold. Maybe just afraid to be broken again. Let someone with a deep love to give that deep love to you. And what magic you'll see. Let someone give his heart, someone who cares like me. Cold, no, I won't believe your heart is cold. Maybe just afraid to be broken again. Let someone with a deep love to give that deep love to you. And what magic you will see. Let someone give his heart, someone who cares like me. Someone who cares like me.
Dennis Rowland on vocal, Michel Legrand, Watch What Happens. That was an orchestra directed by Ray Anthony on the West Coast in 1991. Wanted to use that to do a quick review on the Dennis Rowland program, the show, the live program we saw at the Ravenscroft.com, concluding the last concert series.
This week on This American Life, Bobby has trouble remembering the names of all the dogs in the dog park. So he keeps a list. At the top, the ones who like his dog Chewy.
Like, there are some dogs that bully Chewy, so we throw them at the bottom of the list. And then we know, hey, this one is who beats up Chewy. You might want to bleep that name.
The many, many, many ways that lists help us navigate the world this week.
Join us for This American Life this afternoon at 4 and again on Sunday evening at 7 on KAWC 88.9 FM.